Hi, good morning. Today is, let's see, I had to skip a day. I had food poisoning and just vomited all 24 hours from that point in the morning. So I just am kind of recovering from just having everything emptied out of the body. Funny thing is I've heard that fasting is really good for things like stabilizing metabolism, helping the body flush out things, and apparently it may help with inflammation. So I'll need to research that more, but I can tell you that the strangest thing is when I was going through the vomiting all night long and just emptying out everything, I couldn't eat for, it's been almost 24 hours before I could eat something, and that was pretty much just soup or water. Some sort of light broth. So, and then about the next day, I was able to have maybe a little banana. So the thing that was surprising to me is just having my stomach empty of all those things. My arthritis didn't seem to be an issue while this was going on. And I don't know if it's one of those situations where there's like a hierarchy of pain and I just didn't feel my arthritis because of the, the food poisoning issues that were going on in my body. So it's interesting to note, though, once my body was purged of everything, that 24-hour fasting, and really all the muscle fatigue that goes along with all the, purling, you've got sore abs, I've got just muscles that are so sore, but my arthritis was pretty good. I thought that was just really strange. So anyhow, that being said, I still felt like things were tight, but I didn't have that feeling of like bone on bone, electrical pain. That was the case at the most severe point of my arthritis. But having had just this one day off, I could tell I needed to unfold. So even the next morning, I just did the sun salutations. I didn't do the cool down period. I didn't have the strength to do that. But just moving ensured that whatever was all the muscles that had been just contracting all night long were just simply lengthened, given that space to open up and unfold. And as you can imagine, something like down dog helps me to contract my my abs and all those core muscles. But if I do something like a locust or something on the belly like a sphinx, it's really lengthening everything in that intestinal area in the core. Any of those spinal twists are also helping to release all the tension created in the lower back, in the sides, all those muscles needed to kind of help me vomit. But, those are the very same muscles that we use every day to just balance the top portion of our torso on top of our pelvic bowl while we're doing this balancing act, locomoting forward. So it's a very, tight balancing act. And I noticed how just doing those repetitive exercises helps me to target those areas for just regular muscle groups that we need to use for those everyday activities. But specifically, when I woke up the next morning and my muscles were just cramped from having used them all night long during this episode, that it benefited from having that ability to stretch out. And it of course, that and the hydration was so important. Even though I was vomiting, just knowing that, I had to just keep hydrating to keep, from having other issues affect what was going on in my body from dehydration. So that said, I am feeling not 100% better. I'm probably more at about a 65, 75% point, but that is a drastic improvement from yesterday. And I can tell you, it felt really good to kind of start with this clean slate. So here I am, and I'm going to try to transition now into the time release video. if I can add some commentary, I'm going to try to do that this week. But from now on, I'm going to be maybe posting a summary of how the practice went that morning. That might be a little more useful. I'm noticing that as I intro, it doesn't really capture what I'm feeling that day during the practice. And, you know, it's different. So some things can be more noticeable, and that's a good thing to discuss after your practice. I mean, by yourself, to kind of reconnect with that inner teacher of you that's in your bones, in your genes. So anyhow, thank you very much. I'll see you soon.